T'Challa is not recast. Now back to your little Black History Month. To explain that thumbnail, you gotta understand one thing clearly. You see his wife right next to him. It is not because I'm anti-interracial marriage or anything, but Nate Moore has a cultural distance, a lack of understanding, and that's what I'm highlighting. Not so much saying anything about genetics or whatever. Whoever you were in proximity with, grow a fondness with, start dating and marry, whatever their skin tone, I don't care. But here comes Nathaniel Moore with maneuvers similar to this dude here for Marvel Studios of what the United States World Council, they use this guy to veto the ceasefires when every nation in the world said so. Nate Moore is the exact same tool. After Jeff Snyder's reports, Nate Moore, the executive producer of both Black Panther films, of some Civil War, of other films too, the executive producer who's still under contract now, he's got Brave New World, and then it comes and it expires. Nate Moore, the guy who said this thing. Let me prepare you before I go ahead and I read this article, which I do have prepped up. It's the comic book news. It's in the description if you want to read along. Before I read that article, though, I want to prep you and show you just who Nate Moore is. Here he is talking to Ringerverse, giving us an answer to the question we were wondering. Go ahead.
What are the chances we see the character of T'Challa in the MCU moving forward? And what is it like having to balance loyalty to a fan base and to a performer as regal and elegant as Chadwick Boseman, along with the future of that franchise, that character, and of Wakanda?
Yeah. It's a great question. I will say the chances that you see T'Challa in our, I'm not hedging my bets. I'm being quite honest. T'Challa is, you will not see T'Challa in the MCU 616 universe.
Wow.
We couldn't do it. I mean, I will say when Chad passed, it was a real conversation we had with Coogler about what do we do, and it was a fast conversation.
He wanted points for that. It was a fast conversation. You know how easy it was to decide to kill the greatest Black character that's ever happened? It was so fast. He thought he was doing the right thing, right? And he wanted to impress people with just how quickly he came to this moral conclusion. He's flawed. That's who Nate Moore is. That man. And you can see an interview on E-Man's movie reviews. Most of you guys would know exactly who I'm talking about. He's the one with the recast T'Challa petition. But on our YouTube channel, you'll see him asking Nate Moore a question. And Nate Moore's like, yeah, we heard it. We absolutely listened to what recast T'Challa is. It's understood. He says some stuff like that. That's Nate Moore. So this week, we see an article. Let me get to that article from comicbooknews.com. Comicbook.com, not comicbooknews.com. Comicbook.com. And the title of it, Black Panther 3 producer debunks T'Challa MCU recasting rumors. Exclusive. Before I read that, what had happened in this article was really good because they quoted what happened with Deadline a few months ago. Deadline had this that Kevin Feige and Luis Despacito released. Where's it? Here. This is the quote, okay? Although we'll miss him a great deal, we look forward to watching what he does next while also having the good fortune of working with him in a new way on our next Black Panther movie. So they're not working with him on the Black Panther movie. We're working with him in a new way on our next Black Panther movie. He's not the executive producer of Black Panther 3. He's on the outs. This guy's not going to be with the company anymore. He will be associated with the soon-to-be failure, which is Brave New World. And if it doesn't fail, hooray, I'm not cheering for its failure. I don't care what happens to that movie. It's not a Black-led franchise. It's temporary representation. So I'm saying this guy's role, his new way, this sort of ambassador figurehead is, hey, yo, get on top of this comic book news article. Go, let them know what's happening. So up top, the article says, Comic Book spoke to Nate Moore, the vice president of production and development at Marvel Studios, and it's before. Where is it? The truth is, there's no truth to those rumors. Never say never to anything. We haven't really had a lot of creative conversations with Ryan Coogler yet, because he's finishing his film Sinners, which comes out this year. You don't have to have much creative conversations with Ryan Coogler to know who the lead character of the film is. That is utter BS. And since he's on the outside, he's not a Marvel executive who's going to stay long term. Then this guy's use and value to the and what he knows is less than what a person who's going to be with the company knows. Less than Louis Esposito, Sarah Haley Finn. I remember in Ms. Marvel when they had all the directors doing interviews, and sometimes they'd ask, hey, how is this going to affect the larger universe? They'd say, we don't know. We'll ask Kevin Feige, and he says, we only tell you guys what he needs to know. Well, how will this lead into the sequel for Captain Marvel? She's in that movie. Well, we can't answer that because we only knew what was happening in the show. People are in their projects, tunnel vision. They only are allowed to know for secret keeping reasons, which I respect, but I also think they go a little overboard with it. But for secret keeping reasons, if you are supposed to be doing Brave New World and Black Panther, that's all we're going to tell you about. The guys who are doing Shang-Chi don't know what the guys who are doing She-Hulk who don't know. That's all like that. It's detached, I mean. So with that understood, for him to come and give this statement is pointless. It's like you're not in the position of power you once were in for me to even believe your words. Not just me. SSJK. Sancto. Where are you?
Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Mic check, testing, 256, whatever, blah, 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 all that shit.
We hear you.
Nonsense.
We're color coordinated today with the white.
Yes, we are. Our skin colors may not be at the exact same tone, but we are still both black men.
Don't worry, Nate Moore doesn't care about skin color or anything like that. You like the thumbnail?
T'Challa's not recast, now back to Little Black History Month.
Basically what he said. I
Nah,
don't think he
that's
gets it.
report.
I don't think he
You was
understands
already
what he's
saying it.
depriving.
You was already saying it when I jumped in, but I was literally, as soon as Nate Moore said, I was like, you don't work at Marvel Studios anymore, buddy. What are you talking about? And mind you, since he's not the producer he is anymore at Marvel Studios, he no longer has any influence or power to even tell Kevin. Well, he probably still talks to Kevin. There's people who left jobs and still talk to their old coworkers and stuff, but you're not in your influence of power anymore, Nate. What are you talking about? T'Challa won't be recast. Does Nate even know if Kevin Feige is even contemplating recasting T'Challa?
A guy who's
Because
getting fired
Feige
and leaving
probably
the
doesn't even
company
talk to
doesn't
Nate
have
anymore
secrets
like
like
that.
that. Bigger Fred Entertainment says, I guess it's time to fire more black people, huh, Chill? How do you perceive this?
Oh, that despicable Hanzo.
Listen, I want every
Hey,
black
chill. I did side with Hanzo in his Brave New World stream about
Good
the
for him.
Anthony Mackie comments.
Good for him. Everybody who's black in the world or in Hollywood, I would love for them to be employed. If they are T'Challa slayers, I don't want them to be employed anymore. I'm happy with their exit and their departure. I can't just go, oh, look, your skin is dark. That's awesome. There's a whole bunch of things I assume that come with your skin tone that I believe that a person that you are, the ideology that you're on, but you can absolutely lose my support, which Nate Moore has lost. If you just ran into the stream, just started it, but I told you who this guy is and what he's shown me to be. He's the one whose plan is for every Black Panther movie to have a different lead, so that when we're walking and talking about superheroes, we can't do what we can do with Superman. Who's your favorite superhero? Oh, it's Superman. Who's your favorite superhero? Black Panther. Which one? The one in the first movie, the one in the second movie, or the one in the third movie? Because he wants to use two songs. That's what Nate Moore is a problem. That's what he's starting. That's him. So don't hit me with, I guess it's time to fire more black people, huh, Chill? I'm very okay with him not working there. Like, he can find a job anywhere else, and I'll support that. If he makes a great movie, a great franchise, if Nate Moore can be a part of that, absolutely, man. You might just see me there in the movie tickets with a group saying, let's go watch this movie. It's got nothing to do with trauma. It's a black lead. Nate Moore used his Marvel producer pull to orchestrate another big budget box office movie. Like, yeah, I would be supporting of him. This practice here, no. K-Dot, I want to read the article to you as you just came in. So here it is on the side of our face. Whoa, it's the wrong view. Here. It says, he said this. The truth is, there's no truth to those rumors. Never say never to anything. We haven't really had a lot of creative conversations with Ryan Coogler yet because he's finishing his film Sinners, which comes out this year. We'll get into it later this year. But everything you read online is not true, if for no other reason than we just haven't started. He said, he put that pacifier back in everyone's mouth. It's not true, K. Dot. Everything you read online is not true.
Yeah, what he's saying, even though, well, what he's saying is like, okay, I got to a point where, you know, I care, but I don't care too much, but I do try to at least keep a balance, right? I'll use an example for y'all. I'm not a huge Hellboy fan, but if people who've seen Hellboy for years and they finally got Hellboy adapted, and it's one of the shittiest adaptations of the character ever that they've probably seen, I'm not gonna dismiss their opinions on it because, not a lot of people get their chances to see characters like this. The people who grew up with T'Challa since the
I
60s
knew you were going with this, yeah.
have quite literally waited until 2018 to get this character. Then in the last time they see this character is in 2019. And then in 2022, they, start to push him out. And it's like, when are the next time we're actually going to see a actual T'Challa? Not a multiverse one, not an Elseworld one, but one that's going to be back in this Marvel Cinematic Universe with all these other characters getting built up, getting all this. I'm not talking about his son. People have waited for years to see T'Challa. There's going to be some people that grew up with T'Challa since the 60s, and they're literally probably going to die before they even get to see the character get as much love and support as Captain America. Look at what the MCU done for Captain America. Captain America has been, his name has been known, but the MCU for a fact has made Captain America bigger than what the comics has done. Now, I'm not saying the movies are better than the comics. I'm just saying there's more people that visually watch things now compared to them reading.
100%, yeah.
Like, Marvel Studios could have totally done that for T'Challa, but they don't want to because I guess they thought us black people would be super emotional and too attached to this character to the point where we can't accept a new actor playing it. But we can't. And I think some people have helped reinforce their idea of that, like, black people emotional. All we got to do is just do this, and boom, we got them on board. We got to play with their emotions.
It might be better not to put words in their mouth. You're saying why they don't want the T'Challa recast? One of them told us why. It was the guy who wears the hat.
His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
Yeah, see, it's not about your emotional capabilities. It's just that he did such a good job, So we're recasting him. Now, William Hurt, he didn't, so he doesn't transcend any iteration. William Hurt, he's dead. Get out of here. Harrison Ford, come here. We need to do Thunderbolt. Ross, that's a very important character. Got it? All right. I can't hear you. Hold on.
I'm muted. Not Kevin Feige wearing blackface on a live stream. Not Kevin Feige, of all people, wearing blackface. You're not
Michael
fooling
says,
us, Feige.
Reminds me of an Area 51 worker that said that there were many different groups working on different parts of recovered alien spacecraft. No one was allowed to know what the other groups were working on. I know what you mean by that. You lost me with aliens for a minute in Area 51, but I got you. He saw it as a terribly inefficient way to produce a final product by not having collaboration. You were okay with all of Don't Act Different Now. You were okay with all. That Namor was fired. He is.
Oh no, he wasn't. I would say he was fired because,
his contract came to an end and they didn't continue it. What is that? That's not fired, but like Gina Carano's contract came to an end and they didn't make a new contract for her. She was technically fired. In the same way, Gina's gone, he's gone.
Because when I worked at my first job, my contract ended. I wasn't fired, because I do have an opportunity to go back. Because usually you to get fired from places, now I have an opportunity to come back. Nate Moore definitely finally just moved on, which was good. He just decided I'm moving
I
on.
don't think he decided.
Thank you.
I don't think he decided. Unfortunately, first he's
No,
still
no,
working on
he
Black Panther
probably
3. But Raptor
yo,
Cloak,
he probably
remember,
didn't.
hold on. Remember at what capacity he's working on Black Panther 3. Because as he was getting fired, that Deadline article said that he would be what he does next while also having the good fortune of working with him in a new way on our Black Panther movie, on our next Black Panther. So he's working on it in a new way. That could just mean he's picking the outfits. You know, he'll be an executive producer like Scott Derrickson was an executive producer on Multiverse of Madness. He was out, but because he worked on the first two, by the rules of the association, the union, they have to say that he's part of this movie. So he's working with them in a new way.
And mind you, if anything, he more than likely got let go for the quality of the recent Phase 4 to 5 films. Because yes, Feige is also part of this initiative for the recent inclusion they wanted to do, which I don't have no issue with. I just have an issue with how you go about it. Like, I don't got no issue with seeing an Echo, but her show was boring. If her show was interesting, I probably would like Echo, but it was boring. So Namor more than likely got less. He probably started becoming more of a liability. Bob
Yeah.
Iger probably saw like, dang, Feige, y'all pushing all this stuff, but like, where's our money?
You know what
Where's
other
our
movie he
MC
had?
movies that spend over
Eternals.
500 million?
Eternals was
Eternals,
another one of those movies.
right? So if anything, his contract more than likely ended, and he just decided to move on. But it definitely didn't get renewed for his recent collaboration on the past films. So I wouldn't say he got fired, but his chance of getting his contract renewed was for sure up.
I recognize your name from Twitter, Blue Hunted. He says, "We can't believe any of these fake scoops or rumors until an official form Marvel goes
Mm,
public regarding." Or, and then he
we
says,
can
recast
depending
T'Challa.
on the depending on the like there is some scoopers that have been verifiable. So but you start to take their rumors with a grain of salt, it's a rumor.
Yeah.
But depending on who the scooper is, who the person is, if they have a consistent track record of being right, then more than likely they might be right. Just go off
Here-
the trend of what they keep doing.
Here's how everybody can still be correct. Okay. So Jeff Snyder is the one who, like you said, it's a rumor. He said it's a rumor. T'Challa will be back
Oh,
in
Jeff
Avengers.
Snyder. Wait,
Yeah.
you talking about the recast link? The
Yeah. The
recast.
recasting. He said
Okay.
T'Challa is recast using the multiverse. He'll be in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Knowing that, I think that we have to go under the understanding that Nate Moore has no idea what's going on with Avengers because he's not on that project, and they're using a T'Challa from another universe. When the movie is over, at the end of Secret Wars, you saved the day. Thanks, T'Challa. We couldn't have done it without you. Bye. I'm going back to my universe. And T'Challa leaves. It'll only ever be temporary representation. Bye. And then the Black Panther 3 movie comes out in 2029. And with that, you get Toussaint, much older. He'll be 26 years old, and they'll say you're the Black Panther now because I don't know, you got really older during Battle World. They'll explain it. It's science fiction. So
That's more
everyone,
than likely what
so,
it's
so
going to be.
everybody who reported something is still telling the truth, including Nate Moore here about it. He said never say never. He just doesn't know that Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday are separate. We all made the connection when we heard the recast rumor that it's permanent, but it's not.
Well, true. Um, when they do because I do agree with you 100%. The T'Challa we get in Secret Wars or in the Avengers movie is going to be a multiverse one. It's not even going to be the version continued from Chadwick's because then that wouldn't. Sure, it's not going to be that version, and they're more likely going to do what you said, which is they're still not giving people T'Challa regardless. They're just going to give us a T'Challa. He's going to be in his 60s Black Panther suit. It's going to look all nice and stuff, and then that's it.
You can still sell
That's
the
it. That's
toys.
literally
You can
what.
still all the merchandise because that is T'Challa, just from another universe. But
Right.
no foundation, nothing to last with. Unlike Batman and Spider-Man and things we would never accept for other superheroes, T'Challa gets to be the You plug and play, and you get rid of the character franchise. That's what Black Panther is. It's a mantle.
I'll be honest though, look, you guys, it's not me being no MCU hater. This is me really being fair to what we're looking at. When we saw the first phase of the MCU, and we sat through those first, phases one, two, three, there was a build up, there was a engagement that we had with it. The engagement for phases four to now is very rocky. It's very mixed. It's too mixed. And when we do get to Secret Wars and Doomsday, I'm not trying to be disingenuous, but this literally going to be a cameo fest movie.
Yeah.
And there might be a good story in it. But when we walk away from it, just like how some people walk away from Endgame, what's the one part of Endgame that people walk away from that they constantly only really talk about?
Well, Iron
The
Man's
third
death.
act. Well, but the third act
Third act.
war sequence with all the characters together. I'm not saying Endgame isn't a good movie, but when people walk away from that movie, that's what I usually always hear. Oh, the third act, the big war. So nothing we see in Secret Wars might mean anything. Kang isn't even probably gonna be in it. Kang might die in the first scene of Doomsday by Doctor Doom.
Big
Like it's
Bro
not gonna
asks
be
us, Black Panther 3 comes out after Secret Wars or right before Secret Wars? Here's the Wikipedia. And so Doomsday is May 2026. Secret Wars is May of 2027. And we don't have anything else that is announced between, those movies except for Spider-Man, which is a Sony film.
yeah.
I don't
And
know
also that
the answer.
Spider-Man movie is pretty much at this point confirmed to be a multiverse movie. So that's the only one that makes sense to be taking place in between
Battle World,
the
right?
two multiverse movies.
Yeah. So there's no release date for Black Panther 3. We don't have an official answer for it. But if a movie's coming out in 2027, we'd probably know about it this year. It would be filming next year. End credits scene in Fantastic Four is in the 60s. T'Chaka, that's the father, sharing a moment with T'Challa. Why would T'Challa be alive in the 1960s?
And credits is 60 to Chaka sharing a moment. Huh? Wait. What are you talking about? The new one? The upcoming one?
Yeah, I guess that's the rumor.
Well, I mean, the Fantastic Four we're about to see is literally coming from a different universe, so even then, they still don't matter. That 60s to chop, like all that stuff doesn't matter. It's not the main stuff. Elseworlds is cool, y'all, but it's not the main stuff. People like The Dark Knight Returns, but it's an Elseworld. That's not the Batman people talk about. If they're going to talk about Batman, if they're going to hold on to an idea of Batman, it's not the Elseworlds that really don't mean anything.
Yeah. Now back to this article one more time. Black Panther 3 producer debunks the T'Challa MCU recasting rumor, and this is an exclusive with them. I'm going to read his answer one more time. When asked about the rumors of finding a new T'Challa to play Black Panther, Moore shot them down. So the question isn't about Black Panther 3 specifically. We're led to assume that they're talking about in general. The truth is, there's no truth to those rumors. Never say never to anything. We haven't really had a lot of creative conversations with Ryan Coogler yet. Look, when you answer no truth and then you give yourself an out, you never say never to anything. It's because you slowly realized, I don't know everything happening in Marvel, so therefore I have to say that. So if I'm wrong and there is truth to the rumors and it does come to fruition, I'll just say that never say never. And then I can claim, well, when they asked me the question, no, but then plans changed. We haven't really had a lot of creative conversation with Ryan yet, which means you have had creative conversations. Not a lot of them, but you have. And one of the conversations was the lead of the third movie. That's definitely what happened. You should have went with Shuri. Why? Shuri is an actual comic book character who could be elevated, who could use a second movie. I prefer Black Panther, and I wouldn't like Shuri getting the movie coming at the expense of raising the stock of the main character of the franchise. But at least she's a damn character, and that she's not Toussaint. The rest of the things reads, it says, because he's finishing his film Sinners. Everyone check that out in April, which comes out this year. We'll get into it later this year. But everything you read online is not true, if for no other reason than we just haven't started working on it. Also means that they haven't started deciding to kill the franchise by not having Black Panther in Black Panther 3, by not having the Black Panther in Black Panther 3. I'm still campaigning over here. I'll still create videos and content, funny stuff where I ask K-Dot to give me like a voice note of him saying something funny. I'm still going to make videos about recasting T'Challa. I'm surprised like we are at this point, and we got so many damn movie news regarding Black Panther 3 since Denzel Washington opened his mouth, since like November 13th, I think that was. It's been a very hectic few months, surprisingly. Here I am sitting on this couch one more time doing recast T'Challa advocacy. But that's where we are in this world. I am done saying what I need to say. If anyone wants to write something in the live chat, talk to me. We got 5 more minutes. K-Dot, I am
Well,
done. Are you done? Is there anything you picked up when I reread this? He's talking about how we haven't got it started yet. What do you think?
I mean, hopefully Black Panther 3 makes less than the second movie, which I think it will. Um, hopefully, yeah, hopefully anything that's not T'Challa related with the MCU just kind of crashes and burns because, like, I don't see or like this idea of you going into like franchises worlds and you think it's smart, like, hey, we're going to promote Shuri as the main Black Panther.
And then we
Who
got
the heck?
Nakia's son coming as the main Black Panther.
That's like let me just give a couple examples, y'all. If Marvel Studios said we're gonna dip into the world of Hulk, and they said the movie's gonna be about Red She-Hulk. Let's say it's the first ever Hulk movie, and they tell y'all it's about Red She-Hulk. Who the fuck wants or asks for that? Let's say you get your first Blade movie, and they tell you, oh, we're gonna use Blade's daughter for the first Blade movie.
Didn't they try that?
What Blade? What? Yeah, oh yeah, that was one of the rumored scripts. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you make your first ever Wolverine movie and they say, let's make X-23 the first, let's make her the main character of the first Wolverine movie. Who wants that or asks for that? I mean, I get X-23 fans would ask for that, but who is the Wolverine? Logan. Who's Blade? Eric Brooks. Who is the Black Panther? T'Challa.
T'Challa.
Who is Spider-Man?
Peter Parker.
Yes, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but it's Peter Parker. Who's Batman? Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
There can be other versions, but there's the definitive version. There's a reason. And I'm giving out people a prime example. Me and Terrence was just talking about this on the phone the other day. There is Sam Wilson Captain America comics, but there's not as many as Steve Rogers. One, they don't sell as much. Yeah, you got some racist people that don't F with it, which, is a factor. But people in general, even black people, don't care about Sam Wilson as Captain America more than Steve Rogers Captain America. That's just a fact. If you watch when Steve Rogers come back as Captain America in Avengers Doomsday Secret Wars, what's going to defeat the whole purpose of letting Sam be Captain America?
Yeah.
Because he's just going to take the shine and ruin his moment anyways.
We should be angry that Falcon is going to be given to the next character over. Joaquin is going to call himself Falcon. What? That's wrong.
I also don't like that either. I'm glad you brought that up. Joaquin Torres, like Falcon's original black character. That's his identity. Who the
Yeah.
fuck is Joaquin Torres? There's some other issues. Like I'm not saying I really don't care about Joaquin Torres. I know anyone in this chat knows who the fuck Joaquin Torres is or cares. But they quite literally just took another original black character's mantle. There's not a lot of original black comic book characters and gave it to some Hispanic character. We barely have characters as is. And you're taking our mantles and giving it to other people when we barely have representation as is. We barely got our own. Like, come
The
on now.
people in charge of representation, like this guy in the picture, doesn't understand. Like this guy in the picture doesn't understand representation, doesn't understand launching IPs that are authentically of that. He did a whole bunch of swapping in Eternals. He's okay with changes. He doesn't get it. He was the wrong black voice to have there in that studio. Couple last comments. What's up? A kid. Boo. He said, boo. Is this real chill or was that a clickbait title? He did not say these words. That was clickbait title. That was me inserting words. When I began the live stream, I
Don't put that on the
explained.
screen. Don't put that on the screen. Don't put that on the screen. Just read
Oh, wait, don't put what on the screen? Just read.
it. Don't put my comment on the screen. You see it. Don't put it up there. I'm just joking.
I won't put that on the screen. We're good. We're good. To
I
anyone,
forgot his head was bald.
to everybody here, there are streamers happening right now. You guys can support the Spoiler Kings. You guys can support Planet Fanatics, who have live streams tonight. Chillmonger out. SSJK.Sanctum is where you can find this guy. He's really mad about the Grammys and the results, but that's okay.
Oh, no, I didn't watch it.
Kendrick Lamar won every category he was nominated in.
No, I'm not tripping off that. I'm tripping off. I mean, I can care less, but I'm tripping off Doechii getting a Grammy. Have you ever heard of Doechii song, Chill?
Doechii?
Or whatever her name is.
I've been
Doechii.
hearing about her over the last 3 months, but yeah, I know what you said. You say you never hear her on the radio, but that's just the opinion
Have you
of
heard
your
of
radio
no,
DJ.
chill. I stay in the Bay Area. I'm quite literally the West Coast. I never heard a Doechii song in my life. I heard Kendrick's music, is on our radios. Mustard's music is on our radios.
That's the problem
Doechii?
of the person who selects the music, right? That's not anyone's fault except
No,
you
no.
happen to be.
I think it's the fault of the Grammys because even Eminem said that's why I don't watch award shows anymore in general.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
I don't
in
want to do the award
2018.
show thing, Kate. I think this is the recast of T'Challa stream, and we gotta end
Okay,
it. Yeah.
yeah. We'll
Sub up
leave
to
it there.
him.
We'll leave it.
I'll include your name on the details right now. I'm chill and I'm out. Go Kendrick.